All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this fine Wednesday afternoon. I have my Daggerheart game later tonight, but I wanted to get this video out in the continuing quest to find a supers game worthy of Mr. Mean, because with great powers come great responsibilities. That's right, my friends. So this video will go live tomorrow, probably around 6 p.m. on YouTube. I've been learning lots of stuff about the algorithm and YouTuber, and evidently I've been releasing my videos too soon as I record them, and that's a no-no. Evidently, you're supposed to wait 24 to 48 hours. So I'm recording this right at 2:20, 2:30ish, and I will upload it and have it go out tomorrow. I will have it go out tomorrow accordingly at about 4 o'clock. So with that being said, I wanted to, hold on, I got an alert here on my phone and I'm trying to figure out, I don't know who's calling me. Clearly not important if they didn't leave a message. So again, in my continuing search to find a video or find a supers game that I want to run, this will be a pay-for-play game on startplayinggames.com. And I'm kind of leaning towards, after I looked at a bunch of stuff, let's see, I've looked at Guardians. Champions was a no, it's a D6 system, dice pool. Not a big fan of that. Marvel's Faster Rip, Marvel Superheroes, the original Faster Rip, and DC Heroes. Nope. Too old. Not. I don't want to say not well supported, because they are well supported. In fact, I think DC Heroes is coming out with a remake. I also looked at Bear, the Gen X GM, which I'm the Gen X GM, but that's okay. Bear's a cool guy. I like him. I looked at his game here. I think it's called Heroes. And it's just a remake and a kind of a rip on Faster Rip, and it's just not my jam. But it is a cool looking game. The art looks amazing. I know they've had some setbacks and some problems with art and stuff. So if that's your jam, if you like Faster Rip, give Heroic a peek and see if you like it. I also looked at Guardians by Star Child Publications, or Dark Child Publication, Dark Tower Publications. It was Star Child and then it went to Dark Tower. It's out of print and you can't even, it's hard to find the PDF. So it's a percentage based system and I really like it. But again, wasn't quite sure I wanted people to have access to the rules. So that led me down to Heroes Unlimited, which I have the revised 2nd edition. I did a video on that. Check the doobly-doo, which is a strong contender. And then I was looking at Supers 5e. Now, this is my personal copy that I printed. I took it to the Office Depot and had it spiral bound. I do have the City source book coming. I think it's called Midnight. I have that source book coming. It should be here, I think, today or tomorrow, or maybe by the weekend. I'm on the fence. It's a DC, or it's a rip off of D&D 5e 5th edition. So I don't have any bias against D&D. I just feel that it breaks down between 7th and 7th level and 11th level or thereabouts. The mechanics start to break down. Pathfinder Paizo doesn't make a superheroes game, or I would be using that because I really dig the 3-action economy. I could whip something up, but that's too much work, and I have very limited time. So I want an established rule set that I want to run, that I read the rules and I say, hey, this is enticing me, I want to run it. And B, it has to be something that's readily available so other people can pick it up if they want to play the game. I looked at Mutants and Masterminds, but character creation in Mutants and Mastermind is an exercise in calculus, and nobody likes calculus. So didn't want to do that. It is a good system. I really enjoy it. The problem is that not everybody has access to Hero Labs. I'm not even sure if Hero Labs is still being updated, if it's still a viable tool to use to manage your characters. And so that kind of went out the window. And on top of that, they're making a 4th edition of Mutants and Masterminds, which I'm all down for, and I'll probably pick it up. I have the first 3 editions, so I'll probably pick it up, and I'm sure I'll like it because I've liked all 3 of the other iterations. So, but I decided against that as well because, again, character creation is very painful in its math, and I don't want my players to work that hard, and I don't want to have to work that hard. So now we are led to Outgunned Superheroes by I think it's Two Tiny Mice is the name of the company. A standalone genre book for the cinematic action RPG Outgunned. And this is a D6 system. It is a minor, it's like 5 or 6 dice, I believe, but you're looking for symbols. They have mechanics for if you don't have their dice. I ordered the Oh My God, I'm Stupid pledge level, and I'm getting the dice and all the tokens and everything that you need. You don't necessarily need the tokens. They're just cool things that they put out as Kickstarter stretch goals. And of course, it got reached. So they're going to be all the different gems, like infinity gems, but they're calling them something different. And so I wanted to give this a look at. I will say, outside of Stream Deck, I really like Stream Deck, but I don't like how I can't make this bigger. I don't have an option to make this any bigger so that you guys can see it a little bit better. On my screen, it looks really small. But that being said, that may not necessarily be the issue. Let me see if I can. Yeah, see, and then I lose the image if I do that because I can't share my image. So if I move this, I can't move this. I can't put it over there. It won't let me. It's not fair. So I have to leave it like this. So, all right. My thoughts on Outgunned Superheroes. So far, I'm really liking what I'm reading, and this is becoming a contender. I'm not looking to start the game until after the new year. I want to tell a pretty engrossing story. I want it to be about 6 to 10 episodes long, maybe longer, and I want it to be combat as well as story and all of that. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I have. Let me see here. I did a boo boo. What did I do? I want to go. There we go. That'll work. Duh. Now it's there we go. That'll work. Let's see. Can I do that? And I can put that up there. No, I always get everyone says they want to see me on the screen. So I don't understand that. I don't want to look at me, but I get it. Let me see. Let me turn the banner off. There we go. So now I'm not being so wiped out. So what do we got here? This is the beta. It is not a complete game. It is 270 pages. So it's a hell of a beta. And it's been updated once already. So they're definitely actively working on it. They've had some other successful Kickstarters. Their Outgunned series, from my understanding, is pretty good. People I've talked to seem to like it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not into modern day RPGs, except for maybe Call of Cthulhu. Uh, uh, what is it? God, I can't. I'm having a brain fart here. Delta Green. I like Delta Green, and that's a modern day. But that being said, I'm really not into the modern genre or everyday heroes and things like that. So while I do own Everyday Heroes, and I think it is a really good system, I really like it. It's not one that I want to GM. But anyway, I'm digressing, and I do that a lot, and I apologize. It is who and what my nature is. Superheroes is ticking all the boxes for me. The art in the book is phenomenal. The cover is very clear. I think it's Two Tiny Mice, or God, what is the name of the company that does this? Let's see. These are tools, not rules. I think that is excellent. I love the artist. Two little mice, Rico and Simone. are the authors. Art was by Daniela Gibellini. Giobaluni. I don't want to. Graphic design is by David Rooney. I'm going to tell you right now, these guys knocked it out of the park. If there's still a late pledge and you can check this out, I would say go get it because it is phenomenal. You can see that it's in conjunction with DC Free League and Free League Workshop. So the mechanics seem pretty cool. They've come out and said this is a blatant ripoff of all their favorite superheroes from Marvel and DC. So yeah, does that look like a Wolverine, a female Wolverine? Yeah, kind of does. Why? Because it probably is. Uh, we've got our mechanics. It is hyperlinked, so we can jump to, which thank you guys for doing that. I watched a couple of their live streams when they were kickstarting this and they were going through it. And I got to tell you, I was really impressed with A, their enthusiasm, and B, where they were going and being upfront about everything. They made quite a bit of money on this. The Kickstarter did very well. It didn't break any records or anything, but for two guys from, I think they're from Italy. They're, I mean, uh, it's done really well. So yeah, so when playing superheroes, you are practically playing through your own superhero movie. Even if you are not an expert of the genre, you will soon realize that leaping into action as a superhero from the movies is not hard at all. You can start by following these three recommendations. And then it goes on to list you what those recommendations are. See, art's still in progress. So show, don't tell. The best movies don't just tell you about things, they show things with fact and actions. So right off the bat, they're telling you as a player and a GM to be interactive, to be over the top, to go for it. You're a hero, you're a superhero. It's not all about, smiling in pictures. I could easily see running this in the vein of The Boys. If you wanted to do the evil Vought Corporation and Homelander and everything like that, you don't have to run it that way, and that's not how I'm going to run it. My heroes are going to be tortured, with family and friends and loved ones and social responsibilities and issues in and of themselves. That they will have to play through, and of course, I will work with the players. We don't want to offend anybody or trigger anybody for anything that's too realistic, but I want to run a somewhat realistic supers game. And I think this is going to scratch that itch for me. And again, the art direction is phenomenal. I'm sorry if I'm looking this way. This is the bigger screen and it's much bigger than looking at my screen here. It's a 2-page layout. Answer the call, whatever it takes, and protect the weak. That's the three fundamentals. You want to be a great hero, follow those three rules. Throughout the game, you'll notice they use these little icons like the S, the fireball, and the shield. That, I believe, is the icons that are on the dice. And we'll get to that in just a second. Here's a sample character sheet, creating your, I mean, we're what? 17 pages in, and they are already, we're already figuring out how to make a character. And you got to remember the first couple of pages were blank, the index and all that stuff. So they did send out with the playtest or the beta, they sent out a regular printable character sheet and they sent out a form fillable character sheet, which thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is what every game should be doing nowadays. If you're going to charge me $30 for a PDF, include a form fillable character sheet that is fully calculated and can do all the math for me so I don't have to do it. If you're charging that much money for something that is pure profit, once you're done with the layout and you're done the printing, show me the money. I've already shown you my money. Show me the money and make it easy for me to get into your game. I've said this many, many times. I don't care how good, how amazing your game is. Without game masters, it won't jump off the table and run itself. Make this easier for GMs to play. Having a fully indexed and hyperlinked table of contents is super important. Having a form fillable character sheet that auto calculates if need be is super important. At the bare minimum, make it a form fillable character sheet so that I can tug. I have horrible handwriting. Most of my friends have horrible handwriting, or I can't read theirs, e.g., they can't read mine. So make it easy on us. When we're paying this much money, help us out. There's no excuse in this day and age of technology where you can almost automate that process. So anyway, I'm happy to see a very cool character sheet. And then, the personal data, it tells you to go through it. Let's look at the data here. Your flaw, nobody's perfect. Your flaw is the thing that keeps tripping you up during your mission. Always believe I'm right. So they're giving you an example here of this guy, Julian Drake, who's basically a hyper knight. That's his superhero name. His origin of power is a prototype. He's got an Iron Man suit. And again, I want to reiterate, they have made it very clear they are totally ripping off Marvel and DC and all the other comic books that were their idols and stuff as they were growing up and till this day. So if you look at the Hyper Knight and you look at him and you go, God, that looks just like Iron Man. Duh, it's supposed to look like Iron Man. So I mean, and let's face it, when we play superheroes, we're playing something that's analogous to Wolverine or, Colossus or Batman, because that's our hero, right? That's what we want to be like. For me, it's a character called Seismic, and he's a master of magnetism and seismic waves and vibrations. So I was a huge fan of Magneto growing up, reading the X-Men. I always thought Magneto was super cool because there was pretty much nothing he couldn't do. And so Magneto Seismic is my version of Magneto set to my standards. So you got your catchphrase, your origin, your flaw, and then you choose your origin. I mean, this is right. I mean, we're right into it. Alien, experiment, external, evolved, divine, myth, arcane, mutation, prototype, simple human, Batman, Alien, Johns, Martian Manhunter, Experiment, Steve Rogers, Super Soldier, External, Eternal, Moon Knight, or Eternity Shards in this. Yeah, Moon Knight would work. Evolve, your powers have developed naturally during puberty. I'm trying to think. Kazar, or Tarzan, something like that. Divine. Uh, let's see, who's a divine superhero? Storm. Some say that she's, even though she's a mutant, they say her power, she's a goddess. Arcane, Doctor Strange. Mutation, Wolverine. Colossus. Prototype, Iron Man. Simple human, Batman. These are easy, and they hit every single one. I can't think of something that I can't convert one of these heroes to make it fit into this thing. Force Master, that is my Seismic. He's a Force Master. He uses magnetic forces. Each role grants you a unique superpower and one additional point and one attribute of your choice. So again, we're creating our character. We're making choices. In addition to the roles, this genre book also includes two incredible roles, the Marvel and the Prodigy. And recommend choosing one of these only if you're already familiar with the game. So Marvel and Prodigy. So again, tells us a whole bunch. Other in the Outgunned core book, you can find 10 roles perfect for any occasion, like the agent, the criminal, or the spy. I did not. I had the option to add the Outgunned core rule book to my pledge. I wish I would have now. And I think they've already charged me. They haven't charged for shipping. So I think they'll probably send a new email out. And at that time, I'll be able to add. And I think I will add the Outgunned source book as well, just so I have both books. Because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Foot Clan, ninjas. We can add that here with spy and everything, with the criminal, mastermind, the agent. All that stuff will work in a superhero setting. The armored hero. So charming billionaire with an energy reactor in place of a heart. Yeah. What does that sound like? A lethal soldier just trying to do their part, or a young kid who merged with a technological parasite. Hello, Blue Beetle. These are awesome. Here's your flaws. These are all samples now. This is not written in stone. You can choose these. And here's all your stuff that you can, skill points that you can put into feats. So you choose this, and you build up from there. So look, I mean, even looks like almost like Tony Stark. The armor's slightly different, but come on, that screams Tony Stark. The Beast, Wolverine, basically. The Blaster, Cyclops. I mean, come on. And he's got the arm from what's his name? Bucky. Uh, what do they call it? What's his name? Not Nomad. Uh, oh God, I can't think of his name now. What was Bucky called? Something Soldier or God, I can't remember. But yeah, so the champion, a demigod with the power of thunder, a soldier who always does right, or a warrior king who protects his people. Experiment, divine, or myth. Catchphrase: "Get behind me! I can do this all day. Nobody gets left behind." Flaws: believes they can save everyone, cannot lie, trust others too much. And this guy's a leader of the champion. So you get to choose. So I mean, the elemental. Look at that. That doesn't scream Johnny Storm. I don't know what does. Uh, I mean, it's so cool. I think it's just done really well. Uh, Force control, cosmic force, electromagnetic. So here's my seismic right here. So yeah, you just go through this. Your Maverick, is your kind of like your Batman. I mean, that's Star-Lord right there. Come on, it's just a different skin. The Psychic, Professor Xavier. The Shadow, Batman. Blatantly a ripoff of Owlman from Batman when he was fighting in that other cosmic fire, the Shapeshifter. That's pretty solid too. So yeah, Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, look at that. That's awesome. The Speedster. I like how she's stretching. Yeah, gotta, I don't think she needs to worry about that too much. The Tank. I mean, solid, incredible teleporter. I mean, that's cool art. I mean, the art is fantastic here. Weapon Master, yeah, pretty fucking solid. I'm sorry. The Marvel, look, dun, 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 Superman. It's pretty awesome, dude. I mean, the art is fantastic. The Prodigy, does anyone say Spider-Man? I knew you could. And then tropes, all your different tropes, your anti-hero, your billionaire, your charming misfit. This has just got everything I wanted in it. I think the layout and the design, it just screams play me, superhero. So guys, I think I found the game. I think I'm going to use Outgunned Superheroes. I think this is going to be the game that I use to run my start playing games, my superhero game. But I might use Midnight City from S5E because the setting is just that. It's a setting. There's not necessarily any mechanics involved. You could. I mean, I'm a huge Daggerheart fan, so if I wanted to make environmental effects and make the players, I could. But yeah, I mean, we're only 66 pages into this book, and I'm already superpowers and feats. I mean, everything is in here. you know, Basic parrot. Heroes are stronger and faster than normal. The basic packages of powers is shared by all heroes, which is why it isn't even considered a feat and doesn't need to be marked on the hero sheet, but it varies depending on the power tier. To learn more about power tiers for heroes, go to section 7, What Heroes Do. So, and then I think they're going to give us some simple heroes. Superpowers, special actions, narrative superpower, arcane powers, battleborn. I mean, it just goes. This is just taking us through all of the character creation. Uh, the art, like I said, is fantastic. Uh, Kinetic ray, super weapon, you gain +1 and a free reroll to shoot with your kinetic ray. So you get a free reroll. So you roll your dice pool. It's a couple of D6s. You're going to roll that, and you can reroll if you get a crappy roll. Explosive force. So the little lightning bolt, I believe, is like a critical success, and it kicks in. If you have that, you get a bonus. So in this case, you get a +1 rolls made to attack with your kinetic ray, and your kinetic ray temporarily gains the explosive feat. So yeah, I mean, it's just solid, man. Shapeshifter teleportation. Oh, Rocket Raccoon, or in this case, Kitty Tycoon. Uh, and again, the lightning bolts here, they're going to come a section where it tells us what all the dice do. So as you can see, I'm kind of enamored with this, and I think it's going to be solid. I'm not a big fan of the D6. I wish it was using like D8s or D12s. Maybe even I'm a big fan of the D10. But D6s, and I don't want to say proprietary, but they are kind of, they have their own special dice. But they're straight up D6s, and you can roll regular D6s. List of feats. I'm trying to get to the dice section because I want to see if it explains what each of the dice do. Yeah, I mean, and I do like that a lot of the art is they follow a theme with their art, which I really like. I want to see consistency in the book. It's one of my problems with um, Heroes Unlimited is there's very little consistent. All the art is all over the place. Here they seem to have a couple of the same artists, and they're using the same characters or archetypes so that you kind of get a feel for the flow in the world. It's spandex, it's super, it's over the top, and all of the art reflects that. So obviously, I'm going to do a full review of this when I physically get my books, which I think they're due beginning of the year. I'll have to check the Kickstarter again. All right, so there's two types of roles in the game: the action role and the reaction role. You're free to choose what attribute and skill to call into play. Describe your action, roll the dice. As an example, Captain Storm, I run towards the edge of the roof and try to jump onto the next skyscraper. I make an action roll in brawn plus stunt. So it is a dice pool, and then you're looking for certain successes. So let's see if it says dice pool. After choosing an attribute and a skill, add up the two scores. The total is the number of dice you must roll. To play superheroes, you can use the special super dice made to allow you to spot successes easily, but you can use common six-sided dice. Power conditions and gear can all modify your chances of success. Add one die for each +1 and remove one die for each -1. When you are acting under favorable circumstances or make smart choices, the director, that's what they call the GM, can also reward you with a +1 to your roll. Similarly, when you act recklessly or the circumstances are against you, the director can slap you with a -1. So remember, those are negative dice or positive dice, and you'll remove or add accordingly. You can never roll less than 2 dice or more than 9 dice. So that's good. So you're only going to need 9d6. Roll difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the higher success you'll need to pass the roll. There are 4 levels of difficulty. Basic, a quick and easy action or reaction, like jumping over a wall, stealing a key card from an agent, or facing some punks. And it goes on. I'm not going to read it all. Possible is a desperate action, obviously. And then again, we see regular D6s with characters, which is pretty cool. I got to say, they look like Ultron. If you didn't catch that. Street, World, and Cosmic are the tiers. Power tiers. I'm judging that is what game level you're playing at. So Street would be like your Batman, your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. World would be your 4-color superhero, and Cosmic would be the Shire, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Green Lantern Corps, galactic stuff. So yeah, and you can go to the power tier and read that. Uh, Double difficult. When you're making an especially complex or dangerous roll, the director can choose to set a double difficulty for it. This means that the roll will have difficulty equal to 2 basic, 2 critical, or 2 extreme, but never 2 impossible. Geez. You roll with difficulty, double difficulty, you still roll the dice only once, but you need 2 successes to prevail. So let's see what I want to see what here we go. Success. You get success for each set of 2 or more dice that land on the same side. 2, those. Does it tell us what those are worth just as much as 2 that? 2 of a kind, critical success, 3 of a kind, extreme success, 4 of a kind, and possible success, 5 of a kind, and jackpot, 6 of more. If you're rolling 6 dice, though, you got to be pretty badass. All right. To pass a base roll, you need a basic success. To pass an extreme roll, you need an extreme success. Okay, so that's how many dice they need to roll the same thing. To fly through beams and bullets, you'll need a critical action roll. I roll nerves plus stunt. I have 5 dice. I have rolled blah, blah, blah. Critical success because you got 3 of the same kind. And the director says you don't even flinch. Okay. There it gives you a success rate, dice probability. I want to see. You can't always get it right on the first try. If after rolling the dice you have scored at least one basic success, you can re-roll. Re-rolling drastically increases your chances of success. So I suggest you do it very often. When re-rolling, you take all dice that weren't part of a combination and roll them again. If after a re-roll your result is better than the first, congratulations. Otherwise, you lose one of the previously scored successes. You choose which. The new roll is considered better than the first if you roll an additional success, or if you transform one of your successes into a great. So you're playing Yahtzee basically and trying to get the best outcome of dice, and it gives you a reroll. I kind of like that. Who doesn't like rolling dice? We all like to roll dice, and some powers and feats give you free rerolls. So yeah, but when you use a free reroll, you don't risk losing one of your initial successes. So that's pretty awesome. So, and it sounds like if I rolled 2 shields or whatever the icons are, because it doesn't tell you what they are, and then I pick up say I have 5 dice, I pick up my other 3 dice and I roll them, I have to lose one of those shields. But if I have a free reroll, I don't lose the shield. I keep my 2 successes. So, and they keep telling you, reroll, reroll. They want you to reroll. Yeah. So yeah, exactly like I said. I want to see if they tell us what all these icons on the dice mean. I'm surprised we haven't gotten that first. And I like that they're still working on the art and everything. Okay, here we go. 4 ways to fail with style. You're a director dealing with failure. Here are 4 ways. Roll with the punches. The hero only gets pay the price, take the hard road, and face danger. Okay. So that doesn't necessarily tell us and now they're going to go in and describe everything. Ooh, he looks rough. Again, that same art theme I really like. I think the mechanics seem pretty simple, but yet complex enough that you're making choices for what your powers are. You're not necessarily spending points, or like in Heroes Unlimited where you're relying on a random chart roll to see how many powers you get, and then you just get those. Making a character in Heroes Unlimited is a task, but it is doable, and I think it just takes a little patience. I think this Outgunned Superheroes is going to be a lot easier. I like how they're giving us examples. And then remember, this is the beta. They're relying on feedback from us to finish it up. So, wow, I'm kind of digging what I'm reading here. Conditions. So, all kinds of goodies here. And I mean, we're only halfway through the book, 100, page 136, and we got 270 to go. Enemies and super enemies. So, yeah, I'm really digging this. Curious to see how damage works, but I don't want to get into it too much. I just wanted to give a brief overview and say, that I think this, after looking at all these different games, and thank you if you watched all the videos, I appreciate it. Make sure you comment down below. The algorithm loves it when you guys comment. So if you can take the time out to do it, it's greatly appreciated. But yeah, I just wanted to get an idea, and I think this is going to be the game. I'm really feeling it. The concept and the art are really striking me. I want to use their bad guys. Oh, they've got a lot of good choices in here too. So reactive turns, initiative, winning combat, losing combat. Yeah. So this is looking pretty. This is looking pretty solid. So okay. So they're talking about their future supplements and stuff. That's pretty solid. And I don't know if there's weapons and gear. Again, I like how the art is being reused, but it is tactful. It's well done in how they're reusing it. And they tell you what simple things are doing and what the rough cost of it is in game. $3 symbols. What I mean, I'm assuming there's some sort of currency or abstract object of currency, because I'm sure $4 doesn't equate to a motorboat. I'm sure that means four symbols. There might be a dollar sign on the dice or something like that, or that's resources or something. I haven't figured it out yet, but they give you a lot of different stuff in here to play with, and I like that. Maximum power, types of rides. Hey, that's a sweet looking ship. Speed, armor, super rides. What cash is? Cash represents the money that you carry when you have easy access. Each dollar sign doesn't represent a specific sum of dollars. Is a generic unit. Yep. So it's just like I said, generic unit of money. So $1 sign is gear and services for everyday use or of little consequence. A toolbox, a pistol, a little kickback from the bouncer. $2 signs, more expensive gear and services, things that not everyone can afford. A laptop, a rifle, safe passage through a border, and it goes on from there. $4 signs, luxury gear, rare items, or specific request gadgets. Yeah, so I mean, and that's the cool thing about superheroes. Everybody has their favorite. I mean, Batman has no superpowers, but everyone loves Batman. I love Batman. I think he's badass because he's just a dude who uses his brain and his resources to make him unique and a little common sense. So yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff in here. Special bolts, you want to play Hawkeye, you can. The Eternity shards. So yeah, we're going to get supposedly at the level I'm backed, I'm going to get these actual dice that resemble this. They're going to be dice, but they're going to resemble those shapes, and they each represent, you know, it's basically the uh, Infinity Stones, and the shards come with numbers on them, and you can add those as you gain them and stuff. So all kinds of they're telling you what all the shards do, what heroes do. Heroes fight the bad guy. That's what they do. So how to run an adventure and a mission, power tiers, the goals of tiers, cinematic campaign. Yeah, this is scratching all the itches that I want. Um, there's heat. A team sheet. So that's pretty cool. Cosmic level, world level, street level. So that's very neat. And I'll have to read up on that, obviously, because I'm going to want to have that information for the players. Uh, Shot or cinematic campaign, the director should choose their meaning behind the acronym STORM. Special tactical operations and reinforcing missions, superhuman tracking, overseeing, and risk management. Probably what my storm is going to mean. Siren agents. Oh my god, yeah. Villain, and then strong spots. Yeah. So how to make a hero? Like there's your Ultron, the villain's evil plan. Yeah, this is just scratching all the itches. That's so funny. Heat, and it's got the fire guy. Pretty solid. Uh, yeah, this is solid. This is gonna work. I think we found the game, but guys. Uh, Experiences again using those proprietary dice with the symbols. So the dice necessarily are not numbers, they're symbols, and you're playing Yahtzee. You want to match the symbols. The more symbols you get, four of a kind, five of a kind, whatever, the better you're going to do for your examples. I don't know if there's like a full house analogy or anything like three of one, two of another. I don't know, but those might still count as successes, but just different varying levels. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to stop it here because this is the Under Attack. This is an adventure, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's going to play in it. Um, let's see what our last. Oh, they're just giving you a filmography, so 2 pages worth, 3 pages, an analytical index. Are these hyperlinked? No, they're not. I wish they were. That would companies always fail to do this. There's our this is our group sheet, the heroes and the villains. There's our hero sheet and it's landscape. Thank you. I love landscape character sheets. And then we have a bunch of pre-gens. So yeah, I think how many pre-gens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 pre-gens. So, and they come with pips. You know, you count up the pips, stat and a skill. That's how many D6 are. That's how many proprietary dice you roll. So, guys, in a nutshell, very quickly, under an hour, a new world record for Mr. Mean. We have our look at Outgunned superheroes. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's intrigued you. I'm excited for it. Can't wait till the Kickstarter comes in. I'll do an unboxing when I get my goodies, and we will look at it together. I'm super excited. Um, I think, like I said, this is going to be the game. Uh, I'm excited to see what else they do with it. So I hope you enjoyed this. As always, like and subscribe. Use my affiliate link for Drive-Through RPG. You can buy the book at no extra cost to you, but it does help the channel. Or buy any of the other superhero games I've talked about. You can buy them on Drive-Through RPG if they're available, and you use my affiliate link, and it doesn't cost you any money, but it helps me out. So hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave comments below, and as always, peace and hair and grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, be nice.